All right, so this is a engine. I bought it in 1979 from Claude Buggies. Actually, it still has the Claude Buggies on it. They're now CB Performance, but when I purchased this, it was still Claude Buggies. It was an engine kit. I had to put it together and ran it for a few years. The car got wrecked. It was in a dune buggy. I kept the engine for 40 something years, dragging it around, saying one day I'll put it back together, rebuild it, and put it in a project. Well, I got a 56 bug I'm going to put it in. Well, while I was working on the bug, I sent this engine out to a guy in Hurst, Texas. I ain't going to tell you his name. He winded up having it for 15 months. I was begging him to give it back. Finally, get it back. You know, it was basic refresh. Nothing really anything. I think the hardest thing he did was a line bore on it. And finally, get it back. And it winded up having a cam seal leak. I put the oil in it. I was getting ready to start it. Luckily, I didn't. And found out the cam seal was leaking. Replaced the cam seal. You have to pull the engine apart. And I did. And I found things wrong with the way he put the engine together. I mean, everybody talked highly of the guy, and you find out. These are the things you find out when you do this stuff. I don't care how long you've been doing it. I've been building cars for years. You always run into a guy. I mean, the outside looks great. Quality of the work on the inside was iffy. Some of the things was I had to put a new sump on it. I put a scat sump this time. Kind of see how it looks. It looks real nice. See it down there? It really fits way in there. It's tucked in there good. Sorry about my fingers getting in the picture, but my old sump that I bought in 1979 looks like when he took it apart, he took the studs out. I don't know why he didn't use all the bolts I had already in. They were already right. It was a brand new set. So there were studs, longer studs to mount the sump. And there's one stud that is used to hold the oil pickup on the inside of the engine. And you got to set that up before you put the engine together because you can't get to it once you do. Well, he put the wrong stud in. It was short. He tried grinding down. Guess he was trying to rush. Figured he'd grind this down. And he ground it down in there. Well, the problem was he got metal flakes all over the place. Won't be able to see it, but I filtered the oil when I took it out. And you see all that stuff in the bottom? It's all metal flakes from him grinding on the sump pump. So one thing led to another. Found out I checked the deck height, the CC on the head to see what kind of compression he set it to, and it was 10 to 1. Well, 10 to 1 is no good. I ain't racing this thing. So I had to redo that, shim it out, take the whole engine apart, put shims in it. I got it to 8.5 to 1 now. On my rocker arm assembly, he used all the wrong shims and didn't have the rockers aligned properly. And I did have to replace the push rods because the way he had it set up, it was taking shorter than stock push rods. When I went and shimmed it back out again to stock height to get it to 8.5 to 1, it winded up using 11.078, which is stock rods. So I put those in. And I got all the little videos on it, but so that winded up making me rebuild. I had at this point, I had to take it all apart, completely down, clean it again, everything. And I got it back together. I will have a bunch of little videos later on. I used the MPI this time instead of, you know, I had dual 40s before. Now I'm using the MPI 40s, and carbs look good. Everything, linkage, threw the linkage out, and I got a video on that. A lot of things have changed over the years. Quality, people to buy stuff from. The scat sump was good, but then I had scat shims for cylinders. Those were bad. I mean, so far off, weren't even close to the thickness. Plus, I had sharp edges on it. And, I mean, it's amazing. Everybody's quality has gone up and down. I haven't done this since the '80s, so I'm comparing the way it was to the way it is on parts you get. It's always hit and miss, like everybody's saying. I'm reading it all over the place, and they're saying companies are hit and miss in the quality. It just matters who you get it from. I mean, the machining on these were great, but the linkage, it was a mess. All the linkage ends on theirs. I'm using Vintage Speed. Now you talk about some guys that do quality. I mean, for a Chinese company, this small group of guys, or a guy, whatever. This stuff is like the old USA made stuff. I mean, it is quality. You're looking at the TIG weld. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, it fits. They do a lot of thought on putting it together. I can't say more about that. But back to my engine. So I went with the MPI. See if that's going to be good or bad. Staying with the stock. I'm going with points. This is a complete rebuilt stock SVDA Volkswagen. It's got the little Volkswagen logo on it. I went with a rebuildable Volkswagen pump. Well, you don't really need anything more than that. So I'm going to go with points. The way I did it last time. Staying with points. Not like I did on the Gia. Going electronic. Rebuildable on this. I'm going with the alternator. And it's an 1835. Fuel injected case. So, the airflow is going to be a little bit different. Volkswagen tins. Stock tins. Did modify this one because I'm not using heat risers. So I took the heat risers out. But this is stock Volkswagen. That's where I'm at. Getting ready to start it. I just put the oil in it. I got my Vintage Speed cardboard down there. See if I get any leaks. But back together where I was about a month and a half ago. Maybe a month ago. About a month ago. When I was just going to fire it up on the stand and get it running. And it was leaking. Have a great one.